Hey everybody, Captain B-Nard back here with another Wi-Fi battle. So, today we have a battle against soul7, random person offline. And so, yeah, looking at their team there, looks to be pretty strong, pretty interesting looking team. Looking at my team, it is the same one that I have been using the past couple of games here. So, what do I want to lead with in this one? That is a good question. I think we're going to go with the... I think we'll go with the Ride-On in this one. And we'll see how that works out. Alright, so there she is, and she is going to go ahead and lead with the Sceptile as we lead with the Ride-On. So this is obviously an awful matchup for us. We don't want to stay in on this. Yeah, I don't really see there's any way we can stay in on this. So we're just going to go ahead and straight up switch to our Corviknight. It should hopefully be able to handle whatever this thing wants to do. So there it is, and she is going to go for the Energy Ball, so we do resist that X4, so that's not going to do too much damage to us, and then that thing is going to take some Life Orb damage. So I don't really expect this thing to want to stay in on us, so what I'm going to do this turn is just go for a U-turn to get the pivot, as this thing actually goes for a Shed Tail, interestingly enough. Actually didn't even know that thing got Shed Tail, but... nonetheless, very interesting, as going to cut its HP and get the pivot out, and we'll see what she wants to bring in here to go behind the substitute that is created from that. This could potentially be bad for us. Okay, it is going to be the Delphox, so that thing is coming in, and it does go behind the substitute, which is bad. Now we go for the U-turn at max attack. Is it enough to break the substitute? Is the question. Fortunately, it is enough to break the substitute, so that's pretty big for us, because had it not broken the substitute, that would have been definitely a problem. So we do get the pivot, and off of that, I think our best answer to this thing is probably going to be the Meloetta, so we're going to go ahead and come in with that. So there it is. And so I think in this situation, we're going to go ahead and try to set up a Calm Mind. I think that's our best play, so that's what we're going to do. See what she wants to do here. And she does go for a Mystical Fire straight away, which isn't going to do too much damage, but it does lower our special attack, so that is definitely a problem. As we do go for a Calm Mind, that is going to go ahead and increase our special attack and special defense, so that does put us back up to neutral special attack, which is good, and then we do get some HP back from the leftovers. So I think we can pretty safely just go for another Calm Mind here, so that's what we're going to do, as she's going to go for another Mystical Fire, which does even less damage, still cuts our special attack, obviously, as we go for the next Calm Mind, which is going to go ahead and get us up to +2 special defense and neutral special attack. So we are going to regain some HP from the leftovers as well. And so we can't really play this game forever, honestly, so I think at this point we're just going to go on the offense. Now that we're +2 special defense, we can take her attacks pretty well, and we're just going to go for a Thunderbolt this turn. It is the best move we have to hit the Delphox, and we'll see what she wants to do, as she actually does go for the switch, doesn't want to play this game anymore, so we do get to keep ourselves at neutral special attack, which is nice, as the Sneasler comes in. And we do go for that Thunderbolt at neutral special attack. It does do 50% to this thing, which is pretty incredible for us. And then we are going to get some HP back with the leftovers. So I don't know if we can really take an attack from this thing or not. We could try to find out. But do we want to is the question. Yeah, I mean, we are almost at full HP, and we're at max HP stat. So I think what we'll do is we will try to hit this thing with a Psychic and hope we can take an attack as this thing goes for a Night Slash. We do take it with about a quarter HP remaining. This thing does get the Poison Touch to poison us, which does suck. But we do go for the Psychic in return, and based on the initial damage, that will be more than enough to finish the Sneasler off and knock her down to 5. So that's not terrible for us, as we do get some HP back with the leftovers, and then we are going to take some damage from poison. So we'll see what she wants to bring in response. We are pretty weakened on the Meloetta here, so we'll see what she wants to bring in to face the Meloetta. We are still at +2 special defense though, which is good. But we will see. It is going to be the Delphox once again. So that thing comes in. And so I think there's not much of a point of us switching here, so we're just going to go ahead and go for a Thunderbolt to try to chip this thing down. That's really our only thing we can do, or the most sensible thing to do anyway in this situation, I think. And we'll see what she wants to do here. So she is going to go for a Hyper Voice, which is not quite enough to grab the KO, fortunately. Is actually going to activate a Throat Spray, which is going to increase the Delphox's special attack, interestingly enough. We do go for the Thunderbolt. It does take that thing down by about a third, which is pretty solid damage. We do get some HP back from the leftovers, and then this turn I believe we are going to go down to the poison damage, as there we go. So the Meloetta goes down, and we go down to 5, but that's kind of okay. Meloetta did do its job and did a pretty good job of it. So now we have to decide what to bring in on the Delphox, and the problem is we really don't have anything that good to face the Delphox outside of using our Terra. So that could be a problem. This thing is at +1 special attack thanks to the Throat Spray. This thing does have coverage for pretty much everything we have. I think our best bet here, honestly, is to go ahead and go into... Yeah, I think going into the Tentacruel is probably our best bet here, so we're going to go ahead and go into the Tentacruel. And as much as I don't want to do it, I think we really have to burn our Terra here. So we're going to go ahead and Terrastalize into a Grass type, which will lose our Psychic weakness, and then go ahead and go for a Surf to try to take this thing out. I think that's our best course of action here. We don't really have the greatest of plans, but this is the plan. So there we go. Going to Terrastalize the Tentacruel into a Grass type, losing all of our prior weaknesses. This thing does go for the Psychic, as predicted. It is at +1 special attack. It takes us down by about 50%, and it gets the Magician ability to actually steal our leftovers, which is really unfortunate. We go for the Surf in return, which will finish the Delphox off and knock her down to 4, but unfortunately we do lose our leftovers there, which means that we're not going to be able to recover our HP from that. So that kind of sucks, as now the Samurott is going to come in. So I'm not 100% sure why she would want to bring this thing in, since we are Terra Grass now. Probably has some sort of ice coverage, if I had to guess. So I think what we'll do is we will actually go ahead and switch to the Ninetales here to try and preserve the Tentacruel for later. And we'll see what she wants to do here. So there is the Ninetales, and we do get the Snow warning to make it snow, increasing our physical defense, as this thing does go for a Ceaseless Edge. It is the Hisuian Samurott, actually, and that doesn't do too much damage to us, but it does get the spikes up on our side of the field, which does kind of suck. So I think what we'll do here, because she actually does have the Ninetales of her own that could erase the snow, so I don't really want to go for a Aurora Veil, so I think we're just going to Moonblast straight away, as she does switch probably into her own Ninetales if I had to guess, and we'll see if that is it. Yes, it is indeed the standard Ninetales, so going to get the Drought to erase the snow. With the Sun, as we go for a Moonblast, it is resisted, so not going to do too much damage, just a little bit of chip, and obviously this turn we have to switch out. We don't have the best of switches to the Ninetales either, but I think our best switch is going to be the Como O. So yeah, we're just going to go ahead and go to the Como O here and see where that gets us. So there it is. And we do take the spikes damage, unfortunately, as she does go for the flamethrower here. We do resist it, but it is sun-powered. Does some pretty decent chip damage to us. And so now, how do we want to play this is the question. I think it's definitely too risky to Dragon Dance here. She does not have a fairy on deck, so I think we're going to go ahead and just go for the Outrage here, as this thing does outspeed us, go for an extra sensory. We do hang on with 12 HP in the red, go for the Outrage in return, and it is enough to go ahead and take that Ninetales down, which is incredible for us, and that will knock her down to 4 Pokemon, I believe. So, Como-o worse for wear, but we do get rid of her Weather Setter, which is definitely important. So we will see what she wants to come in with in response to that. And so it is going to be the Sceptile once again. So obviously we are locked into Outrage. There's nothing else we can do. This thing is going to go for the Energy Ball, actually not realizing we could have the Bulletproof ability, so we actually get the immunity to the Energy Ball thanks to the Bulletproof ability. We go for the Outrage in return, which will finish the Sceptile off, knocking her down to 3. So that was a pretty incredible turn of events for us there, as now she is going to go ahead and come in with the Hisuian Samurott once again, and we are still locked into Outrage here, so nothing we can do, as this thing does outspeed us, go for a Ceaseless Edge, and that will take the Como-o out, knocking us down to 4 Pokemon, and also triggering another layer of spikes on our side of the field. So the sun does end, which is good, and now I think, how do we want to play this? I think we'll actually go into the Corviknight at this point. I think that's our best play right now, so that's what we're going to do. And so I think our best play in this situation is going to be, actually, she is down to 2 Pokemon, I believe. So she's got the Hisuian Samurott and the Gliscor left. So I think we just go ahead and go for the U-turn here. I think that's our best play, so that's what we're going to do. As she is going to go for another Ceaseless Edge here. It does take us down below half. We do get the Rocky Helmet chip on this thing, which is nice, but she does get the 3rd layer of spikes up, which is obviously bad news. We do go for the U-turn, which does not take this thing out, unfortunately, but does do massive damage, knocking it down to about a quarter HP. And now we are going to go ahead and I think, how do we want to play this here? I think Ninetales is our best switch, so we're going to go ahead and come in with the Ninetales. So there it is, and we are going to take a bunch of spikes damage, unfortunately, and we do get the snow warning to set the snow back up. So this turn, I think we're going to go ahead and try to play the long game here and go for the Aurora Veil. I think that's our best move, as we do outspeed this thing. We do get the Aurora Veil up, which will increase our defense and special defense on all our Pokemon for several turns. She does go for the Razor Shell in return. Not quite enough to get the KO, knocks us down to about a quarter HP, but we have a double defense boost now from the Snow and the Aurora Veil on the Ninetales, since it's an Ice type, which is incredible. We're just going to go for the Moonblast this turn, as we do outspeed this thing. A Moonblast from that range will definitely finish the Hisuian Samurott off, knocking her down to just 1 Pokemon. So, her last Pokemon is going to be the Gliscor, so she's going to come in with that. I don't think she's Terra'd yet, so this could definitely flip the script of the game for sure. I feel like there's no reason for us to switch at this point, so we just stay in. As much as I want to go for a Blizzard, I think I'm going to go for a Moonblast instead, simply because I believe, if I'm not mistaken, she hasn't Terra'd yet. Unless I'm forgetting something, but I don't think she's Terra'd yet, and she could very well Terra into a type that will resist the Blizzard, so I think we're going to split the difference and go Moonblast here, as she is going to go ahead and bust out the Terra. Kind of figured that was coming. What type is she going to Terra into on the Gliscor? It is going to be a Pure Ground type, interestingly enough. So, a Pure Ground Gliscor. We should be outspeeding this thing. We go for the Moon Blast. It does take this thing down by 50%, which is great damage, but she's going to go for the Earthquake in return. It is Terra boosted, and we do actually hang on with 8 HP in the red, which is incredible. Ninetales hangs on there. And I think this turn we just go ahead and go for the Blizzard. No reason not to, as we do get the Blizzard guaranteed accuracy thanks to the Snowstorm being up. Takes out the Gliscor from that range, and that is game. So, we are going to win that one 4-0 against Soul7, but that was a pretty fun match, actually. Pretty competitive, pretty interesting game, I thought. So, yeah. So that's it. Thanks for watching again, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed. Please hit that like button, leave a comment, and/or subscribe if you did enjoy, and stay tuned for more new battles in the future. So, that's it, and we'll see you next time.